What's up guys, it's Zero here. Today we're talking about The Witcher 4 and how CD Projekt Red is trying to change up the franchise for the new generation. Let's talk about it. So guys, in an article coming to us from Josh Kotz of MSN, why The Witcher 4 is departing and honoring The Witcher 3. First and foremost guys, before we even really dive into this article, I think it's pretty safe to say that The Witcher 3 is one of the greatest games ever created. I mean, you could argue, guys, that it's certainly one of those titles that when you look back on gaming in the past, it is a beloved game, but really The Witcher as a franchise is one of the most beloved franchises out there. And so now obviously with the highly anticipated The Witcher 4, obviously with the updated graphics and the different changes that they're making to the story and things of that nature, and even it sounds like a kudos to the past, that being The Witcher 3, I think there's a lot to be really excited about with this title. The Witcher 4 certainly has a lot riding on it after the massive success of The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, especially given the new direction it's taking the series. Not only is The Witcher 4 introducing a new protagonist in Ciri, but CD Projekt Red has confirmed that it will be the start of a brand new saga for the franchise, hence the lack of a subtitle as both The Witcher 2 and The Witcher 3 had. While The Witcher 4 started an all-new saga for the series is certainly something to be excited about, it also means there are likely going to be some big risks involved with its choices moving forward. And I 100% agree, guys. I think that they are taking some big risks, but I think that it was time to move on from Geralt, and it makes sense that they're going to be using Ciri as the new protagonist. I think it's great. I think Ciri is a great character. I'm really excited to see her in The Witcher 4. And, when I think about it, I feel that, Geralt's story spanned it over 3 games in the form of a trilogy, essentially. And I think that's a pretty good number when you think of if it's time to move on to another character, you want to give that main protagonist 3 games. And so I think now Geralt passing the torch to Ciri makes complete sense to me. And I think it's going to be absolutely awesome. I think, there's been a lot of criticism towards Ciri, but I think she's going to be a fantastic character in The Witcher 4. I can't wait. I think it looks great. The game looks great. Now, granted, all we've seen so far is that reveal trailer, and from what we've seen, I'm very excited about it. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about it in the comment section down below, but I'm really excited to see where CD Projekt Red decides to take this title. That being said, based on what has been revealed so far, The Witcher 4 isn't entirely leaving its past behind as it begins a new journey. Instead, it is already showing some compelling signs of preserving its ties to The Witcher 3's legacy, which is important both from a continuity standpoint and in the way of honoring the series' most dedicated fans. In its decision to use Ciri as its protagonist, as well as its choice to remain on the continent while introducing some new regions, The Witcher 4 is both departing and honoring its Witcher 3 roots. So, what's interesting here, guys, is by taking some notes from Elden Ring's open world design, The Witcher 4 could effectively surpass that with its penchant for memorable storytelling. And I agree. I think that The Witcher 4, it's taken certain things from other games, other popular games, but it's also got its own identity that worked in the original trilogy. And so I think there's a lot there that could be, something to really, that they can really hang their hat on. I'm really excited about this title without question, like in the future. I think it could be something really special, especially if they, take things from other games that have been successful like Elden Ring, but they also keep their own identity. I really think it could be something really big for CD Projekt Red. And we've seen recently with CD Projekt Red, coming off the heels of Cyberpunk 2077, a game that launched with so many issues and bugs and glitches and all these different things. So many people, return copies of Cyberpunk 2077, and CD Projekt Red had a decision to make. They either were going to, move on to The Witcher 4, or they're going to double down and really invest a lot of resource and development into Cyberpunk 2077, a title that was so highly anticipated. And that's what they decided to do. And look at where Cyberpunk is. I fully trust CD Projekt Red at this point to knock this thing out of the park. Let me know what you guys think about that. Perhaps one of the more divisive choices The Witcher 4 has made is to replace its long-standing protagonist, Geralt of Rivia, and Cyrilla Fiona Ellen Rhiannon, Geralt's adopted daughter. One reason this choice has been so controversial involves fans' attachments to Geralt, as he is both the face of The Witcher and someone many fans have developed a strong bond with over the last 18 years. Another reason it has been so divisive has to do with supposed changes to Ciri's character model, though that is a far more debatable argument, as there is plenty of evidence there to suggest that she has only aged and that the fundamental characteristics of her model remain the same. Look, I don't understand, the whole her character model, like that whole thing. I'm not really buying into like this narrative that they changed all kinds of different things. I just think that, with the updated graphics, they wanted her to look a certain way, look like a Witcher in The Witcher 4. And so I'm not really critical of that. In terms of Geralt to Ciri, I think, to me, I'm good with it because we've had Geralt as the main protagonist all these years. And I believe Geralt is absolutely going to be in the new game, The Witcher 4, because I believe he speaks at the very end of the trailer, or this reveal trailer that we got for The Witcher 4. So he's going to be in it in some way, shape, or form, maybe there as a mentor for Ciri and things of that nature. But I think of a title like Gears of War, where, the first 3 Gears of War games, it was Marcus Phoenix was the main protagonist that you played as. And then in Gears of War 4, it changed from Marcus to his son, JD Phoenix. And we had JD Phoenix in Gears of War 4, and then Gears 5, we got Kate Diaz, which I felt like they moved on from JD Phoenix way too quickly. And so I think when I look at The Witcher here, they've given Geralt 3 games, like a trilogy, and now it's moving on to Ciri. It makes total sense, and I'm totally down with it. I think it's going to be great. I think it's a great, creative change as well for the Witcher franchise. Whether it's going to work out perfectly or not is yet to be seen, but like I had mentioned earlier, I fully trust CD Projekt Red to do the right thing here. In its decision to use Ciri as its protagonist, as well as its choice to remain on the continent while introducing some new regions, The Witcher 4 is both departing and honoring its Witcher 3 roots. Despite the controversy, however, Ciri as The Witcher 4's protagonist ultimately represents a departure and a tie to The Witcher 3. Ciri has, more or less, been a secondary protagonist throughout The Witcher series, and The Witcher 3 seeing her role rise to an unprecedented degree of prominence when she finally appeared in the flesh rather than in mention only as she had previously. Of course, Ciri isn't the only tie The Witcher 4 is making to its predecessor either, as Geralt has been confirmed to return, despite not filling the role of protagonist. Given how much The Witcher 3 emphasized Geralt and Ciri's relationship, this is the perfect way to ensure its legacy is honored in The Witcher 4. 100% agree with this. The Witcher 4's protagonist isn't the only way it is honoring The Witcher 3, as it will still take place on the series' primary setting of the continent, as each installment has before it. However, rather than bringing players back to the same environments they explored in The Witcher 3, The Witcher 4 will have entirely new regions for them to set foot in, as confirmed by CD Projekt Red in an interview with Easy Allies. One such area is an isolated village located in the far north, which was shown in The Witcher 4's trailer. In introducing new regions but remaining on the continent, The Witcher 4 is both departing and paying homage to the series' history. In a nutshell, The Witcher 4 is shaping up to be both a bold step forward and a respectful nod to its past. While its decision to change protagonists and introduce new regions signals a departure, its commitment to the continent, Ciri taking the lead, and Geralt's continued presence in The Witcher 4 ensure that the spirit of The Witcher 3 is still very much alive. Change is inevitable, especially for a series looking to innovate and evolve beyond where it has been, but The Witcher 4 seems to be navigating that transition carefully. Look, guys, I agree with the article 100%. I think that Ciri being the new protagonist, I think it's going to be a great, kind of just refresher of the franchise. And obviously Geralt being there, I think that's going to be great. And I know it's hard sometimes to move on to another character, especially from a beloved franchise like this. It was hard for me with Gears of War for Marcus Phoenix. He's the main protagonist for 3 games, and then, we get his son. And it took a little while to build on. And then with Kate Diaz, it still took a little while, from that transition from JD to Kate Diaz. But I just feel like when I look at it as a whole, I think that they're making the right creative decision here. And I think that she looks great in The Witcher 4. The character model and all that stuff, yeah, The Witcher 3, her character model looks a little bit different maybe than The Witcher 4, but the graphics are totally, I mean, the way that they're enhanced in The Witcher 4 and everything else, she's got a dark, gritty look to her, as a Witcher should. She fights monsters. So, I mean, I don't think that she is going to look absolutely perfect. I think that she's going to be dark. She's going to be gritty. I think that is what makes this fantasy game so special, is that dark and grittiness to it. And I think that is going to be something really special about this title. I can't wait to, you know, play as Ciri in this upcoming title. I think it's going to be something really special. And The Witcher 4, guys, before you know it, it'll be here. And I'll keep you guys all up to speed as more information comes out. But I would love to hear you guys' thoughts about this. What are your thoughts about, you know, The Witcher 4 and the different changes that they've made from The Witcher 3 to The Witcher 4, how they're keeping, like, you know, they're keeping the foundation of how they're keeping the lore intact, but they're also, you know, giving a kudos to the past. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And for more The Witcher 4 content and videos, keep it right here.